All right, next up as we continue along here, we've got we stay with more MACTION, Ohio and Eastern Michigan. Eastern Michigan, 6.5-point home favorite, 60 the total in this one. All the early monies come in here, CMAC, on Ohio, and it's hard to argue with that. This is of all the teams in this conference in particular, you can make a case that from a point spread perspective, the hottest team right now is Ohio. They're 4-1 against the spread their last 5 games. They've been competitive, even in the losses, right there in each game. It started with a big blowout win against Akron. Then they lost by 3 against Central Michigan, but covered as dogs. Lost by a point at Buffalo, but covered as dogs. Lost by 7 against Kent State. That's the only game they didn't cover during this stretch. They were 5-point dogs. They lost by 7 to a very explosive Kent State team. We know how good that offense is. And then Miami they ended up winning 35-33 outright last week. It was another weeknight game as 7-point dogs. So this team has found a degree of competitiveness, and really it's been their offense. They've really gotten it rolling offensively. Curtis Rourke has been much better throwing the football. They've been able to run it successfully. DeMontre Tuggle leading the ground game for Ohio. And that's been the boon for this little surge that they've had the last 5 games. And for Eastern Michigan, great win for them last week against Toledo. We loved EMU in that game. A lot of us liked them as an underdog. That game flew over the total. But Eastern Michigan laying points, a little bit of a different story. We like them in the underdog role under Chris Creighton, maybe not quite as much as a favorite. And you look at them, although the last time they were favorites, they were beat up Bowling Green 55-24. This is a really good Eastern team. But Ohio's been a red-hot team, and they've been in every game. So I understand why the money's come in on Ohio. I think this game is a high-scoring game once again. Eastern Michigan's gone over the total in 3 straight games. Ohio's defense is still not great. Even though they've covered, it's because their offense has moved the football. It's not been because their defense has stopped anybody. They've given up 27 or more in 4 straight conference games. So this total sitting where it is now, 60, I think it could get there in terms of the high side. So I would lean over the total as well as Ohio here as of right now. What do you think, Connor Mack, Ohio, Eastern Michigan?
Yeah, I'll pull it up. I wanted to see if you have it a little bit. The weather is starting to cool down. Maybe some winds too in these games. I got to pull it up. That's what I was trying to get to. Man, Ohio. Yeah, you talked about it. After the down, coach is out. They look bad. They've been playing well. Not only covering games, finally winning games. We liked Eastern last week. They took care of business, but 52-49. You talk about this one. This total's gone up. This will be interesting. If you just go over again, Ohio's been an under team. Their last game went over, but they've been able to keep games under, ton of under straight, like 6 straight before that over. So yeah, maybe this gets a little bit too high, and then at the last minute, I'll take an under here. We'll see how high this creeps the total. And I lean the points. Eastern's been so good as a dog. I want them plus points. I don't want them laying 6.5, 7. So that's why right away money came on Ohio here early. So I'd lean the points with them. And I'll wait on the total. Maybe we'll see. Maybe I'll go under a little bit on this one if this keeps going high.